Israelis love to travel to India, particularly the ones who have recently completed their mandatory military service. As per the Israeli embassy in Delhi, around 80,000 Israelis travel to India each year, a significant number for a country with total population of 9 million. This effectively means that about 1% of Israeli people visit India each year, showing their phenomenal love and affection for the country. Young Israelis who have finished their mandatory military service often travel to India for extended periods, staying back for months, if not years. Popular destinations among Israeli tourists include Anjuna and Palam in Goa, Kaisal, Manoli and Dharamshala in Himachal Pradesh and Pushkar and Udaipur in Rajasthan. In fact, Kaisal in Himachal Pradesh is often referred to as Mini Israel, and if you visit Pushkar in Rajasthan, you will find almost all the restaurants there have their menus in Hebrew language apart from English and Hindi. The places frequented by young Israelis in India is also called as the Hummus Trail. The reasons for the popularity of India among Israeli tourists are varied, with the India's culture of Atithi Devo Bhava, which translates to "the guest is equivalent to God," being one of the prime reasons why they feel welcomed in India. Many also come to learn yoga and go on a spiritual journey in India after having overcome the grueling sights of the war zone back home in Israel. But there is also this aspect that anti-Semitism doesn't exist in India. In fact, for thousands of years of their presence in India, the Jews in India never faced any kind of persecution. And today, we are going to talk about this ancient Jewish presence in India and how many people even in Israel know very little about the Jews of India. In today's video, we will take a look at 10 Jewish heritage sites that Israeli tourists should visit in India apart from the very popular destinations. But before we jump right into the list, to give a backdrop and context of the Jewish presence in India, let's first take a brief look at the history of Jews in India. There are a total of 10 different Jewish communities or groups that arrived in India at various times in history, often fleeing persecution in their homeland. We will briefly talk about a few of these communities. The first batch of Jews to come to India was during the reign of King Solomon. They came along with King Solomon's merchants, who had trading relations with the Malabar region, or the present-day Kerala in India. This first batch of Jews settled in Cochin, India, establishing a long presence in the Indian subcontinent which is present even today. We will discuss about their heritage in detail when we get down to the list. The second batch of Jews, also called the Bene Israeli community, which translates to Children of Israel, landed on the western coast of India near present-day Mumbai in 175 BCE. It is said that they were fleeing persecution under Antiochus Epiphanes, the king of the Seleucid Empire, and fled Judea. They most probably were headed to Cochin where they knew of Jewish presence, but their ship got shipwrecked on the way and they ended up in a village called Nagaon inhabited by the local fisherman community. This is probably the most lovely story you will hear on how this small group of Jews made India their home. Adopted the local names, language and culture, but at the same time, kept their Jewish identity intact for over 2,000 years. We have done a video on this Bene Israeli community and we would share a link to that video in the pinned comment below. If you wish to know more about India's Jewish heritage, do watch that video. Jews kept coming to India throughout the last 2,000 years, fleeing persecution in Arabia, Ottoman Empire, and then in Europe, especially from Spain and Portugal, where they were victims of the Inquisition. But sadly, these Jews who had settled in Goa, India, had to flee Goa as well, as Goa was under Portuguese control at that time and they were made targets of the Goan Inquisition. Eventually, they settled in other parts of India. The Baghdadi Jews, who were fleeing persecution in Iraq and Iran, arrived in India in mid-17th century, settling down in the western cities of India like Surat and Mumbai. One particular Baghdadi Jew called David Sarsoon, a wealthy merchant, has had a big impact especially on the cities of Mumbai and Pune. He was one of the key figures in making Mumbai the city it is today. More on him later when we get down to our list. Unfortunately, during the partition of India in 1947, the Jews living in areas that later became part of the Islamic State of Pakistan also had to flee to India, leaving their ancestral homes and property behind. Then there are the Bnei Menashi, meaning sons of Manasseh in Hebrew, are Mizo and Kuki tribesmen in Manipur and Mizoram, who are recent converts to the modern form of Judaism, but claim ancestry reaching back to one of the lost 10 tribes of Israel, specifically one of the sons of Joseph. Also, a small number of Jews fleeing persecution in Europe during the Second World War landed in India, making India their permanent home. Now that we have learnt a little bit of Jewish history in India, let's get on with our video and start the countdown for Jewish heritage sites to visit in India. Coming first on our list is the Paradesi Synagogue. Located in Matanchery in Cochin, this is the oldest active synagogue in the Commonwealth of Nations. Built in 1568, it features unique architecture, historic artifacts, and is a testament to the multicultural heritage of Cochin. Second on our list is the Jew town in Cochin. This area, situated between the Matanchery Palace and the Paradesi Synagogue, was once a thriving hub for the Jewish community. Today, it's a popular tourist destination with antique shops, cafes, and vendors selling spices and crafts. Matanchery also has one more synagogue called the Kadavampam Matanchery Synagogue, which is also worth a visit. Then, there are 3 more synagogues in Kerala that you can consider visiting, namely the Chendamangalam Synagogue, Mala Synagogue, and the Parava Synagogue. Next on our list is the Meganaboth Synagogue. This synagogue was built by the Bin Israeli community, descendants of the Jews who had got shipwrecked on the western coast of India over 2,000 years ago. This synagogue, meaning a defender of brothers, is a significant landmark in Aliborg's Jewish history. The current structure was built in 1910, but the original synagogue dates back to 1840. The Bin Israeli consider Aliborg their ancestral home, as the shipwreck that happened over 2,000 years ago was in a village called Nagaon, which is very close to the town of Aliborg. The Jerusalem Gate Cemetery in Kihim and Navgaon serves as a testament to the presence of the Bin Israel community in Aliborg. The Jewish quarter in Aliborg was once a thriving Jewish community with homes bearing Stars of David. However, Jews in this area gradually moved either to the nearby Mumbai or to Israel for better prospects. Moving on, let's check the Jewish heritage sites in Mumbai and Pune. Next on our list is Knesset Eliyahu Synagogue. Established in 1884, it is a prominent landmark in Mumbai's Fort area. Then there is the Magen David Synagogue of Mumbai. Built in 1864 by the Baghdadi Jewish community, it is known for its grand and larger size compared to the then existing Bin Israeli synagogues. Next on our list is Gate of Mercy Synagogue, also known as the Shah Harahamim. It is the oldest synagogue in Mumbai, originally built in 1796 and later rebuilt in 1860. Then there is the Tifereth Israel Synagogue, which was built by the Bin Israeli community in 1886. You may also consider visiting David Sassoon Library and Reading Room in Mumbai, a landmark in the city, established by David Sassoon, a prominent Baghdadi Jewish merchant. Moving on from Mumbai to Pune, Pune is home to the largest synagogue in Asia outside Israel. The Ohel David Synagogue, or the Tabernacle of David, was commissioned by David Sassoon in 1863 and completed by his successors in 1867. Constructed with red brick and trap rock, it also has a 90-foot tall obelisk with a clock brought especially from London. This is a must-visit for travelers looking for Jewish heritage in India. Moving on from Pune, we move to Ahmedabad next, which is home to the Magen Abraham Synagogue. This synagogue was built by the Bin Israeli community, which had moved from Mumbai and nearby areas to Ahmedabad in 1800s in search of jobs. There are interesting religious artifacts and architectural details in the synagogue, and the Jews of Ahmedabad are especially proud of its collection of Hebrew Torahs. The Ark is set facing Jerusalem with the 10 Commandments inscribed in marble with Hebrew and Marathi words. A satin curtain or hakel, covering the Ark, is embellished in silver or gold threads with Hebrew words and Star of David motifs. And from Ahmedabad, we move to the eastern city of Kolkata, which is home to many synagogues and other Jewish heritage sites. Magen David Synagogue, located on Brabourne Road, it's one of the largest synagogues in Asia and a prominent landmark in Kolkata. Then there is the Beth El Synagogue, situated on Pollock Street. It's another active synagogue and a significant part of Kolkata's Jewish heritage. Next is the Neve Shalom Synagogue. This synagogue, located in the Jewish quarter, holds historical importance as the first synagogue in Kolkata. You may also consider visiting the Jewish cemetery located in Narkaldanga in Kolkata. This cemetery serves as a reminder of the long history of the Jewish community in Kolkata. This ends our list of Jewish heritage sites to visit in India. We hope you enjoyed the virtual tour and enriched your knowledge of Jewish heritage and culture in India. If you think we missed out on any site, do let us know in comments below. If you liked our content, do like, share, and subscribe for more such informative content. We will see you in the next video.